Hi, my name is Vivek Adhikari. I am an English instructor. In today's class, we are going to solve the reading portion of Unit 13, that is Childhood Memories. In this portion, we'll study about a study called Who Makes a Difference. So, let's begin. Alright, let's now start the reading portion of Unit 13, which is called Childhood Memories. In this section, we shall study about a short story called Who Makes a Difference. So, in that short story, we'll learn about a boy called Teddy and his, relationship with his great teacher. Before that, I want you to think about three things. First, why do people are so nostalgic at old age? The second thing is why, everyone is so fond for their past events. And why is it that many people, especially people who are sad and living in depression, are actually living in the past? So I want you to think about these three questions briefly, then I would begin the reading portion. So, most people are filled with nostalgia in their old age. They live in the memory of their past, right? They think about their own past. They think about all the things they could not do or they could do. Mostly they think about the things they could not achieve in life. So they are nostalgic in a bitter way. But some people are, have a fond recollection of their own past. They think about their past in a beautiful way. They think the past was beautiful, but they don't feel sad about it. They try to live in the past. So many people, those people who are overwhelmed with sadness, those people who are suffering from depression, are, always, most of the time, not always, but most of the time, they are living in the past. They are, actually living and reliving in their own memories. So this is what happens when people are too fond of their past. So you have successfully completed grade 7, right? So during this period, you might have enjoyed your life with your friends and teachers. You might have some best teachers, some, better or good. So you can also think about that and you can try to, relive that moment for some time. All right, can you do this? So if you have done that, we are going to start the reading portion of Unit 13. Here's a short story called Who Makes a Difference. So this is from Unit 13, which is called Childhood Memories. The title of the story is Who Makes a Difference? Who makes a difference? So that is the title. So let's start reading this one. On her very first day of teaching, Mrs. Thompson stood in front of her class. Then she told her students it was untruth that she loved them equally. Perhaps it was impossible. In the class, she saw a messy, small boy named Teddy Stoddart slumped in his seat. He was untidy in his get-up and messy in his figure. He did not play well with others. Mrs. Thompson usually used to mark X on his papers with a red pen. One day, Mrs. Thompson reviewed her students' past records. When she at last saw Teddy's record, she got surprised and felt ashamed of herself. Teddy's first grade teacher commented, "Teddy is smiling, brilliant and lovely. He does his work neatly and clearly." His second grade teacher wrote, "Teddy is an excellent student, popular in his class. He is getting into trouble since his mother has a terminal illness." His third grade teacher remarked, "Teddy's mother's death has been hard on him. He tries to do his best but is facing a lot of trouble. His home life will soon affect him if some steps aren't taken." His fourth grade teacher penned, "Teddy is hopeless and does not show much interest in his study." Mrs. Thompson felt even worse when her students except Teddy brought her beautiful Christmas presents. Teddy brought a gift that was clumsily wrapped in a heavy brown paper. Mrs. Thompson opened it in the class. Some of the children started to laugh when she found a second-hand rhinestone bracelet and perfume. However, she exclaimed how pretty the bracelet was. She put the bracelet on and dabbed the perfume on her wrist. After school, Teddy said, "Ma'am, you smell just like my mom." After Teddy went, Mrs. Thompson cried for an hour. Then she quit teaching subject but started teaching the children. She paid her special attention to him. He brought radical change in him, his studies, and behavior. He had become one of the smartest children in the class within a year. One day, Mrs. Thompson found a note under her door. The note revealed that she was the best teacher he ever had in his whole life. The note came to her from Teddy. 6 years later, she again got a note from Teddy that said she was still the best teacher he ever had in his life. 8 years later, she again got a note. She was still the best and favorite teacher he ever had. The note was signed by Theodore F. Stoddard, M.D., a little longer name. In the spring, she got another note that said Teddy had met a girl, was going to be married. His father had died a couple of years ago, and if Mrs. Thompson might agree to sit at the waiting in the place that was usually reserved for the mother of the groom, it would make him very happy. Mrs. Thompson agreed in a moment. She wore the bracelet and dabbed the perfume that was given to her by Teddy at Christmas many years before. Then she went to Teddy's wedding. They hugged each other, and Dr. Stoddard whispered in her ear, "Thank you, ma'am, for believing in me. Thank you so much for making me feel important and showing me that I could make a difference." Mrs. Thompson, with tear in her eyes, whispered back, "Teddy, you have it all wrong. You were the one who taught me that I could make a difference. I did not know how to teach until I met you." Alright, that is the end of reading portion. Alright, we shall now start the exercise portion of Unit 13. The first question we have from Ways with Words is read the text above and fill in the gaps with correct word from the list below. So we have 5 questions from that section, and the first one is my teacher blank space my weakness on time so that I could do better in life. My teacher what? There are some options like slumped, revealed, groomed, perfume, whispered. My teacher revealed my weakness on time so that I could do better in life. The second question is a small and messy boy was slumped in the corner of the classroom. Alright, so in question number 3 we have my grandmother blank space in my ears and blessed me to be good. So my mother whispered in my ears and blessed me to be good. The blank space looked handsome in the wedding party in Dora Surbal. The groom looked handsome in the wedding party in Dora Surbal. Let's continue with this portion of exercise. We have one more question. Nanu dabbed blank space on her body that was given to her by her grandmother. Nanu dabbed perfume on her body that was given to her by her grandmother. Alright, now we come to the second portion of the exercise, which is called Match the Following. The first question that we have is terminal illness. Alright, what does this word terminal illness mean? This means incurable or life-threatening disease. This means incurable or life-threatening disease. Moving on, we come to this portion. What does clumsily wrapped mean? Clumsily wrapped means roughly covered or crudely kept. This is what it means. Now, we have another phrase. It means messy in his figure. What does this mean, messy in his figure? It means ugly in his physique or untidy or dirty get-up. Moving on, we have two more phrases. The first one is rhinestone bracelet. What does rhinestone bracelet mean? Alright, what does it mean? It means glittering chain. Glittering chain. And what does marking X mean? Marking X means putting a cross mark for the wrong answer. So putting a cross mark for the wrong answer. Moving on. Now we come to the answer question section of this unit. And in this section, first of all, we have read and answer. The first question is, who was the messy and dull boy in the classroom? Now this is the question. Do you know the answer? Or think about it and I'll give you the answer. Who was the messy and dull boy in the classroom? Well, the answer to this question is Teddy was the messy and dull boy in the classroom. Moving on, the second question is, what did the teacher promise in her first class? What did the teacher promise in her first class? The teacher promised that it was untruth, that she loved all of her students equally. Or you can say the teacher promised the class that it was untruth that she loved all of her students equally, right? Number C, how did the teacher review Teddy's past record? The teacher reviewed Teddy's past record going one by one from first grade to the fourth one. Alright? This is how her teacher reviewed Teddy's past record. Another question is, what did the teacher come to know about Teddy? She came to know that Teddy's lack of interest in his studies was triggered by the death of his mother. What did the teacher come to know about Teddy? She came to know about Teddy's lack of interest in his studies was triggered by the death of his mother. We have more questions, I guess. There are 8 questions, so you have 4 more questions. I'm not going to solve all of them. The rest 4 you need to do yourself. They're pretty easy questions, by the way. Now I'm going to give you some homework, and your homework would be this one. Alright? Number 1. Who really makes a difference? Question mark. Write your views or feelings after reading the story. So, this is your question. Who really makes a difference in our lives? Write your views or feelings after reading the story. All you have to write is a couple of paragraphs. That's all. So, with this we have come to end of today's class. If you have any questions or suggestions regarding these video series, feel free to write us at learning@deerwalk.edu.np. Thank you.